You probably have a couple of video ideas sitting in your notes right now that you never actually posted, and I completely get it because so many people feel like there's this steep climb to get through before what they make is good enough to share. Now, the truth is that creating video content that people really want to watch is so much simpler than it looks, and in this video, I'm walking you through 3 things that you can use today so that your videos keep attention from the very first second. We'll cover how to add text on screen, how to use graphics to bring your points to life, and how to tell stories that build trust and keep people coming back, plus the Canva features that make all of it really easy. I'm Natalia and I help creators like you turn content to income, freedom, and a brand you're proud of, so let's do this. Before I jump in, I want to quickly say why showing up on video matters so much in 2026. AI is changing the way we all create, and there's a real flood of this generic content online because of it. So the thing that really sets you apart is no longer whether or not you actually use these AI tools, but how you choose to show up as a human. Video is the format that really lends itself to that better than anything else because people get to see you, they get to hear you and feel your energy, and we can always sprinkle in some extras to make it more engaging. So this is exactly what these 3 strategies are going to help you do. By the way, I'm working on a course to make video editing easy and fun in Canva, so if you want in, make sure to check out the link in the description and sign up on the waitlist now. First thing that immediately makes your videos more engaging is adding text on screen, and I always recommend doing this within the first 3 seconds. I want you to think of it as this visual hook that sits on top of the words that you're saying. So the person scrolling can then see straight away what's coming and what the value of your video is going to be for them, almost like a title that just backs up your verbal hook in this visual way. This matters because we all have so much shorter attention spans now. You're competing with everything else on someone else's feed, so giving them an immediate reason to stay makes such a huge difference to whether they keep watching or decide to swipe away. Now, there's also something that also adds to this, which is that your text doesn't have to be word for word what you're saying, and it often works even better when it isn't. You could have a verbal hook that speaks to an emotion or a problem your audience is facing, while the text shows them the solution and what they'll walk away with. So a language teacher might say out loud, "You've been telling yourself you'll finally learn Spanish for years now," while then the text on screen reads, 5 phrases to start speaking today. The voice will connect with the feeling, with this emotional side of this, and the text is going to deliver the promise, and together they just pull the viewer in from 2 different angles at once. I also really want to encourage you to keep adding text throughout the whole video and not just at the start. Every time you make a key point, reinforcing it visually keeps people focused, and it also gives their eyes something to focus on. As an example, if you're a nutritionist and want to share 3 swaps for more energy, popping each of these swaps on screen as you talk about it makes your video so much easier to follow and to skim. Now, a lot of people watch it in a bit of a distracted state, half scrolling, half listening, so that visual support can really help keep them with you for the duration of the video, which is super important because skip rate is one of the most important metrics the algorithms takes into account when gauging if the video is worth pushing more for people to see. Now, I cannot talk about text without mentioning captions because they're honestly one of the most important things that you can add. They matter first and foremost for accessibility, since people who are hard of hearing or deaf need to be able to access your content fully, and that is something that I always keep front of mind. And on top of that, so many people watch with the sound off, they're commuting, they're in a waiting room, or they've got someone asleep next to them, and if your video only works with the sound on, then you're really losing a big chunk of your audience before you've even had a chance to engage them fully. Captions really make your content work for everyone, so please do add them. It's completely free to do in Canva, so no excuses. Now, adding text in Canva takes seconds. There are loads of different pre-made text styles that you can customize, and then slowly over time, find your style and turn it into your own recognizable video look. Now, the templates library is also a brilliant resource of inspiration. So text overlays and stuff like that, you don't have to actually recreate the whole template either, because borrowing one element and changing the wording to just fit your brand works just as well. And I have to mention video building blocks, which give you ready-made plug-and-play text effects plus sound effects and video hooks. So I highly recommend you make a good use of those. If you want to know more, make sure you watch this video right here with all the new video updates from Canva Create 2026. And for captions, you simply head to the text panel and select select captions, where you'll find plenty of different styles, including some lovely new ones, and you can change the colors, the alignment, and pull it in from your brand kits so they feel totally yours. The second thing that makes your videos engaging is adding visuals, so images, video clips, recordings, and little visual elements that show what you're actually talking about. So often you'll film a talking head video, which is completely fine and usually exactly what your audience wants, but breaking up that single shot every so often really keeps people visually engaged, and it stops the video from feeling a little flat. Now, when you're explaining something, being able to see it instead of just hearing it can make a really big difference just for how much someone gets from your video and how long they stay with you. Just look at the green screen effect videos. This is something that's really, really popular for that reason. But I also want to say just talking is enough as well. And if this is all you can manage at the moment, you're doing well, queen. I don't want you to feel any less for it. Just look at TikTok. People show up in their pajamas, messy buns, without paying attention to light and camera angles, and they're able to keep the audience watching. So this is proof enough that you don't need more. But if you do feel like you need a little extra something to help, these techniques are for you. And okay, run over because I'll be talking about it for hours. Now back to it. I'd like to think about how this looks for your specific kind of content. So for example, if you're an interior designer and you're talking through how you'd lay out a small living room, popping it in simple a floor plan or a mood board behind you just helps people to visualize it immediately. The point is that the visual is then doing the real work. It's supporting what you're saying and giving the viewer a much clearer, a much more immersive experience rather than just a decoration for the sake of it. So I do want to give you some permission here too. My own style is pretty much in your face, but maximalist. I like to pack a lot in. I use much faster cuts and I talk pretty fast as well, but that is just how I choose to show up. This is how I am, and it absolutely does not mean that you have to do the same. If your brand is calmer, it's maybe much more about this comfort, then a single timely graphic and a whole video may just be what you need. These are the tools in your toolkit. They're not requirements for virality or boxes that you have to tick. So you get to choose how much or how little goes in, and it helps build that feeling that you want your videos to have. And a really lovely way to take this further is to add a bit of motion. You've probably noticed that movement naturally just draws the eye. So animating your text or your graphics is a simple way to just bring attention to your key points and keep that visual interest going. You don't need to animate everything, and in fact a little restrained usually looks a little better, but a soft entry animation on a piece of text or a little movement on a graphic can really bring even a very simple video to life that little bit much more. Now, my favorite Canva feature here is the video background remover, which lets you remove the background from your talking head with just one click. Now, I use it in two different ways. The first one is to place a text and the visuals behind me. I duplicate my clip, I drop the duplicate on top, and then I tuck the elements in between those two layers so they appear behind me. Now, the second is almost like a green screen effect where I put an image, a chart, a screen recording as the layer behind me. I then remove the background and reposition myself into the corner. And for motion, you just select your element, click animate in the top on the floating toolbar, and then you pick a style that you like. You can also, choose the speed for it, and you can even add more lingering effects like a little wiggle in here or a rotation, and with text also having its own animations, you can add a typewriter as well. The third thing, and by far this is the one that I care about the most, is telling your stories, because this is the crucial part that no AI tool will ever be able to replicate. So people buy from people they trust, people buy from people they relate to, and that they feel they truly understand what they're going through, and the fastest way to build that is to let your audience in. So I'm talking about your actual experience, what you've learned, the things that you've gotten wrong, and maybe the way you see the world. All of these are completely yours, and that is what turns a viewer into someone who feels like they know you. So big part of this is making your videos sound like you. So please use your own vocabulary and the way you'd actually talk to a friend, and not just this curated version of yourself that you think you're supposed to be online. Now, so many people now go to ChatGPT ChatGPT, they go to Claude or Canva AI to help structure a script or maybe draft something. And there's really no judgment in that. Sometimes you just need a bit of help. But the mistake is leaving it exactly as it is without taking the time to tweak or rewrite the parts that don't sound like you, because your audience can tell, they can feel your energy. They pick up on these things almost subconsciously when the words aren't really yours. I'd really encourage you to share the real stuff too, and not just this highlight reel that we're all so used to, especially on Instagram. So listen, I know I'm guilty of this. It's hard to do. It's very easy to step into this highlight reel thing, but talk about how you got to where you are. Maybe talk about when you had to pivot in your business. Maybe the things you're figuring out right now in real time. I feel like sharing this struggle or this mistake is often so much more valuable than trying to share a win, because on the other side of the screen, there are people who may be a little earlier in their journey than you, and they will learn so much more from what you went through. So as an example, a virtual assistant sharing how she nearly burnt out by saying yes to every single client before she figured out her boundaries, she's going to connect so much more deeply than another tidy list of productivity tips. One thing that I hear constantly is, but I've already told this story. Won't it be boring the second time? I'm repeating myself. And I promise you, this is so not the case. I get that maybe in real life you may not tell a story twice to someone. I know I do, but the online rules are very, very different. So first, reach and engagement are so much more lower than they used to be. So I think you'd be even lucky if a small percentage of your following sees any given post, which means that most people haven't even heard of it at all. The ones who have heard it probably may be your biggest fans, and trust me, they won't mind. And the real magic is that the more you repeat your stories and your perspectives, the stronger your voice becomes and the more you get known for something. Now, as an extra note, to help humanize your content and inject some more of your brand personality into it, is when you share something that happened, not stop at showing the sequence of events, but to go beyond that and always think about the so what. So why would the audience care, right? What did you learn? So what surprised you? So what do you want your audience to take away? Because that is what makes it so much more valuable. Otherwise, it just feels like this little dry recap. Now, the Canva feature that brings all of this to life is the voiceover tool, which lets you record yourself directly inside of Canva. You'll find it by going to the Elements panel to the left and then finding audio, and then you can record from there. It just drops your audio track straight onto your timeline that you can then trim or reposition, and you can even generate your captions from it. So you can actually caption your voiceover now. And what I love is that this means you don't have to be on camera and create a talking head every single time. You can have a voiceover on top of a mini vlog, maybe a process video, a series of clips of you just doing things, which is the perfect format to share those feelings and the lessons behind this moment rather than just narrating what's on screen. Now, I'd really love to know, out of these three, which will you be trying out first and what you're losing the most time on when creating videos? Pop it in the comments, because I read every single one and it really does help me understand what to make for you next. And if you want to keep going, this video I'd watch now is the low lift content ideas, because let's face it, we all have moments when there's just no time, and this gives you easy strategies to create video content in minutes. If this was helpful, subscribing and giving this video a like really makes a massive difference. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.